Good morning, fam. It's me, Melody. I know that most of us are on Neno's calls in the morning. They've really changed my life. I've heard some things that I needed to hear. I heard some things that were hard to hear. And I just wanted to make this video to share with you guys because I know everybody can't be on his calls every morning. And I just wanted to put out a Melody motivation for our Game Changer team. So, something that was really impactful for me was last week when Neno was talking about drifters. So, a drifter is a person who is manipulated or controlled by circumstances in the outside world. And when you're a drifter, you allow the devil or any evil outside force to come in and enter your mind. So that's what we don't want. I know that I've caught myself drifting along, just going to work, just coming home, going to sleep, and doing it all over again with no direction, no goals, and no vision. And what kind of life is that? I can't believe I spent so much time with no vision, literally, and sitting around and complaining. Why has nothing changed? Because I haven't changed. So, okay. On a day-to-day basis, we have thousands of thoughts, tens of thousands of thoughts, 70,000 thoughts go through our minds on a daily basis. And only 5,000 of those are conscious thoughts that we know that we're having. So 3/4 of the thoughts that come in our mind are negative. That is a huge thing, and it's something that we can change. The way we change our negative thoughts is by counteracting them with positive thoughts. That's something that I've had to really work on, the negative self-talk. People around you are always going to have something negative to say. You don't need to be being negative to yourself. And I had to tell myself that if I'm sitting here thinking you're a loser, you're behind, you're not doing well, I'm never going to be a winner. I'm never going to be ahead, and I'm never going to succeed if I'm constantly telling myself that I'm not. So for us as a team, we always have to check our mindset. So that's what this is, really, a mindset check. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking when you make a mistake? Are you saying, ugh, I'm an idiot? Or are you saying, I need to try harder? You know, like, reframe it to be positive and train your mind to think positively. And when you do that, it becomes second nature, and it's not so hard. So, drifters let outside things control their thoughts. So we need to be not one-track minded, but I like to say goal-track minded. Everything that you do, everything that you think, and everything that you say should be putting you on a path towards your goals. When you are allowing things like the news, like the dumb shit Trump just said, I don't know, anything, what somebody said at your job, when you're allowing that to penetrate your mind and take over your thoughts, you're taking time away from what's important, which is your goals. Okay. And the moment you let that thought or that negative thing affect you, you're drifting. You're drifting. So you want to stay on your path and not drift. Drifters accept what life throws their way without protest or fight. So I think that that's something that I was doing. I was protesting it. I was saying, that's not fair. That's not cool. But I wasn't doing anything to change anything. I was just like, oh, that sucks. And I was letting things happen to me. No, I want to go happen to somebody, to something. I'm going to happen. I'm not going to let things happen to me and bring me down and let me drift away from my goals and my path. So the moment that you feel something affecting you, let yourself feel it for that moment, and then bring yourself back to where you need to be and what you need to be thinking about. The next thing, fighting our programming. So from the time that we're born and the time that we're kids and we're growing up, we're taught to be a certain way, to think a certain way, to look a certain way. And that's why there's so much bullying and stuff in schools, because kids are taught that anything that's not like you or anything that's not like the crowd is a problem. Okay, so we have to fight that programming within ourselves and within our kids. I know all of us don't have kids. I do. And something I pride myself on is my kids being able to express themselves. And my daughter is 4, and she can tell you I feel blank because I haven't stunted that within her. I don't know about y'all. When I was growing up, you don't talk back. You don't ask why. And if you do ask why, it's because I said so. So we have to fight that programming in our minds that tells us to just go with what everybody else is doing. Because you see, everybody else ain't rich. It's a small percentage of rich people because they're doing things outside of our programming. Okay. So the next thing, and this is the last thing that I'll talk about right now. I don't want to be too long, but I want to talk about not buying in to other people's opinion of you. And this is something that is so important to me personally, just in my professional life, in my life up to now. I've always been different. I've always been assertive. I've always been direct. I've always been, I won't say super confident, but pretty confident and self-aware in who I am and what I want to do. And when I tell you that has given me, that is thrown so many curveballs my way, because people are not expecting you to say what you think. People are not expecting you to go against the grain. And I've been labeled as aggressive. I've been labeled as a bitch. I've been labeled as emotional. I've been labeled all these things, and I let that get into my head and make myself think that the things that are my strengths are my weaknesses. So I advise everyone, especially my team, don't buy into what people think about you. Just because they think it, it's not your responsibility to go out and change everyone's opinion of you. It's your responsibility to be the person that you want to be, and to stand on that and stand in that and believe in you and believe in your vision that you have for yourself. So, and that's something that I'm working on daily. I haven't achieved it, but I want to end on that note. You don't have to be what they say you have to be. You know, we're black. Especially some of us, we're black women. Just because you have an emotion, that doesn't mean you're a bitch. You know, just because you're expressing yourself, that doesn't mean something's wrong with you. If they can't take it, something's wrong with them. You're going against the grain. You're different. Accept that and love that. And I love you all. I hope that this video can give you some kind of motivation or something to get through the day and get through this week. It's Monday. We're going to have a great week. We're going to make money, and we're going to be a family. So love you guys. Hopefully I'll get to do more of these if you like them. And yeah, have a good week.